Hello, everybody. It is the 12th of August. It is Friday, and I'm coming at you live from the iSV Patron server. It feels like the UK is existing on the surface of the sun. And I know I start the stream every time talking about the weather because I'm a massive English stereotype. But it is so warm. I almost didn't stream, so I don't know how this is going to go. So we'll find out. This is my base. I need to put some clothes on, actually. This is my skin. I am a chicken man. I feel like I need to introduce absolutely everything. I've risen from the grave, apparently. So I started my life on this server in a really, I felt strange way at the time. I built a cemetery. So, and then I sort of expanded from there. I had just finished Elden Ring. And I was ready to build this massive gothic monstrosity just to, I don't know if anybody's actually played it in the chat, but ready to build this massive gothic monstrosity of a thing. And I started by building little shrines, and I started by building grave sites with comedic comments on them. So yeah, that's what that is. And I steal this all from the internet. I'm not by any means a builder. I try to credit people when I build things that I've seen on the internet. So this was from a blog that called themselves Minecraft Building Inc. What else is there to see here? So I have all sorts of plans for this place. Really not a good time because it's about to get dark. So sleep. Yeah, how that goes. Nighttime view. So yeah, I started by building a cemetery, and it's very modest, and I really love it. And I've now covered my plot with beacon effects, because you'll see in a minute how important those are to me playing on this server, because it's just the hordes are descending. 99% of my base is underground yet, so the beacons are extremely important because 99% of my base is underground. So I spend very little time above ground, and I planted this little tree farm on maybe my second or third day on the server, and that is, I've never chopped it down. The shopping district just appeared overnight, and I started buying wood there, and yeah, so that's what that is. So I'm going to descend into my little sewer, hence the name of the stream, Sewer Living. And I'm really proud of this. This is probably the most detailed base in Minecraft that I've ever built. Oh, apart from that super flower farm. Correct. The only other thing above this, which I didn't build because Dolly wanted blue flowers, which only apparently grow in a swamp, is this. I don't know how to turn it on. I've never taken anything in or put anything out of it. It is not connected to absolutely anything, and I keep being mildly tempted to cover it up with something. Because I've got this weird technical monstrosity that I don't understand. Also, we'll get to hoppers in a bit, because I found out something about the server last night which I didn't know was a thing, and I invited a mod to come and spec me, and he saw the amount of hoppers in my underground base, which will become clear in a second. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting conversation. So if we get down into the base, I have a rear entrance there, which I use primarily, but I also have this. Calling me in my... No, thank you. Not today. So, bye now. Okay, so I've built myself a little sewer habitat because I am a sewer chicken on this iteration of the server. I spent this. I do this really not irritating. I do this thing where I hyperfixate whilst playing Minecraft, and it just turns into massive holes that I dig. I watch a lot of Netflix, a lot of Amazon Prime, so I tend to just dig whilst playing Minecraft, and all I do is dig. So this is possibly the most detailed of a thing that I have ever built in Minecraft, and I'm so proud of it. It is exactly the aesthetic that I was going for. Ignore those groans from behind that wall. There aren't villagers living in there. I did a tiny bit of redstone with this test of a shulker loader, and this is an example which I can... Yes, thank you for confirming the hyperfixating thing works. I don't consider myself hyperfixating. I'm just looking around this nice new thing that I built. But thank you for that. Thank you for teaching everybody in chat how that works. I have this tendency to hyperfixate, and I've put a command in my chat for when I get stuck. Streaming is an absolute nightmare for me because it's a combination of anxiety and a lot of other things. But I tend to absolutely go crazy for settings of things, and what I don't want to do is spend 3/4 of my streams fiddling with the settings to try and get the audio balancing just right or the visuals just right. So I've installed the fixate alarm, or what's the word, command, in my chat so people can tell me to stop focusing on one particular thing. But look at this. I just love this aesthetic, and I don't it's really quite simple, but it's so detailed for the stuff that I usually do. Oh, I just love it so much, and it is literally a hole in the ground that is a sewer. What else have I got in here? I have what was my original sorting system, which is now becoming bulk storage for things such as absolutely metric of stone. So much deep slate. I have literally just, and I'll show you where that's all coming from in a bit. I've apparently got some junk in my inventory. Flung that there because I've got absolutely nothing. So yeah, I've got this little cave underground, and I've got this smelting array, which was my earlier way of getting XP. The amount of copper, I'm in a dripstone biome, so the amount of copper I was churning out from just digging these holes that I dig. Here we go. This is a DollyWhiskers original. I was living in a like an offshoot. It just had a bed in it, and the floor was gravel. So she kindly came over and made me a flat, for want of a better word. I've got these heads which I've slowly been amassing over the season. I really want this season to last a long time because I've got so many plans which I'm going to talk about. But my head collection is slowly growing. I know there's a lot of people that are massively addicted to this as a process, but these look super cool on my shelves, and Dolly did this for me. I have a kitchen. I do not eat turtle eggs. They're just for show. I have a cake, which is eventually going to have to be replaced. I have a functional oven, air quotes. It's just designed to look like an oven. But I just hire DollyWhiskers to build you an underground kitchen. She'll put the work in. It'll look really good. This is where I sleep. This is because I'm living underground. I wanted like a bunker style scenario, so this was my fake outside world, and Dolly installed a little Shrek that is watching me sleep, which is a little bit terrifying now that I think about it. I have this offshoot which I'm going to put an office in. I'm going to build, like, for want of a better word, a streaming setup, and I'm going to start, if I stream more on the iSV server, I'm going to start from in here every time as opposed to rising from my grave. So there's going to be like a authentic looking streaming PC in here, and it's going to be as authentic as I can do in Minecraft. And I have all sorts of, I've read guides about pushing other blocks into other blocks with pistons to make it look like a PC. So yeah, that's what that's going to be. Let's get down to the absolutely ridiculous stuff. As I said, all I do in Minecraft is dig. I don't consider myself a redstoner. I don't consider myself a builder. I consider myself an anxious person that just watches a lot of television. So I just mindlessly mine through massive sections. So when we've played Minecraft before and privately on single player worlds, my go-to to get resources at the very beginning is to clear an absolute chunk, which since what are we on now, 1.18, has been a nightmare with deep slate and all of that stuff. So I sort of started my time on this server thinking, oh, I'm not going to do that. That's a sneak preview down there. I started my time on this server thinking, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to build something really cool. And I am super proud of it. It is literally a hole in the ground, but it's my hole in the ground. And I love the detail and just the thought. This was originally what's the word? You get the fog effect when you put glass over a certain amount and then you put the glowstone at the bottom. I've seen a lot of people on Hermitcraft do that, and I loved it, and I didn't like the green, which would have been more sewery, so I went with brown because brown is my aesthetic. I love the color brown. I have no idea why. T-shirts, shoes, just everything. So woo for holes in the ground. Yeah. Let's go see my hole in the ground because it is really quite. I feel like I've overdone it. So this is a 15 chunk by 15 chunk room that I started out by digging the first time, and I was talking about how useful that smeltery array was at the beginning. The amount of copper I dug out of this space was just ridiculous. And I do have a plan for this, which I'm going to talk through, because this really is like the detailed, like you go onto other people's streams and they've built pyramids the size of just like really hyper realistic looking pyramids. Whilst I'm not diagnosed with OCD, I look how satisfying this is. This took literally months to put this floor in, and I'm not done yet, and I'll explain what it is. Also, the ceiling. I'm really happy with the ceiling. This ceiling, all these individual little blocks, this pattern that I've done, and it's repeated on a 15 by 15 chunk. It's just, it took me so long. I'm so happy with it in a really silly sort of, it itches a very specific part of my brain sort of way where it's all uniform. I won't tell you that this layer is hollow underneath. I'll just peek under here very quickly and then I'll explain what this is. This layer is hollow underneath. And I will not explain to you. The only way I could get this like floating deck in is to have it slightly off center. So the shapes, well, maybe they do a little bit, but where the shapes are double, where there's two blocks here, the flat plane that I'm standing on doesn't line up with the ceiling, and I am not replacing it. It took me. I've lost track how long this took me. The floor, the amount of resources this required because of the smooth stone is just immense. I haven't talked about one thing that I did. So the first thing after digging my chunk down the center, which is approximately, I did my chunk thing. So I dug out a chunk, and this was the basement, and it went all the way down to bedrock, which is fantastic. I like doing that. It gives you a load of materials to start with, lots of different things. Diamonds, it always works out. It just takes me a while with the iron tools, but I slowly upgrade as I go through. After I had done that, I did the insane. I was really like the 15 by 15 chunk thing on a server where you're not meant to leave your claim really threw me off, and I was really absolutely terrified of finding myself 10 miles outside of my claim. I was really concerned. So what I did was I dug out a wall, like a 1 block wide wall around the entire claim, and because I didn't really put much thought into it at the time, I filled it with smooth stone. Like that's down to bedrock, all the way down to bedrock around the entire 15 by 15 square. There's a funny story there. So I'm not very good at maths. Like I'm really, it's terrible. I'm so bad at maths. At 34, yeah, the wall took me the first 2 months to build by itself, and it made me feel so much better when it was done, as will become apparent when I look under here and why it's important. But smooth stone was not the way to go in terms of a block choice. Had I done it with cobble, it would have looked disgusting, but I could have been done in about 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes, because it would have taken a ridiculous amount of time to dig that out. But I'm really bad at maths, and I sort of did a rough sum in my head about how many smooth stone blocks that I would need, and I figured it out in my I don't know why I got to this number. I figured out that I would need 3 double chests full of shulkers full of smooth stone blocks. I needed a quarter of that to do this. I have so much smooth stone, and I said to myself when I started building it, I dug it out, and whilst I was digging it out, I smelted the smooth stone at the same time. And I said to myself, I'm going to do this, and then I'm not going to go until I've got 3 double chests worth of smooth stone. Of filled shulkers, which, what is that? That's 29 shulkers, roughly 1,000 per shulker. I think it's just over 1,000 per shulker. It's a lot of smooth stone, and I needed like a quarter, or maybe just over a quarter of it, maybe a third. Be polite about it. I've used it in other ways since, but I had so much smooth stone. All I did was smelt and go back and smelt and go back, and it took so long because I'm in a deep the dripstone biome. There were massive caves under this, so every time I got to a massive drop, it was the process of putting this wall down, because I went from I dug from top to bottom, then I built from bottom to top. It was just, yeah. I'm fixating, so I'm going to move on. This plane that I make, I'll call it a plane. It's a flat surface. I'm calling it the floor. This surface that I'm making is going to be a maze. And I was talking to one of the mods yesterday, which is why they came over and spectated me. You're going to enter the maze from here, from a nether portal. And I think this is reasonably self-explanatory. I've got, I'm building the flat layer at the moment, and then I'm going to build it up. So I've got all of the walls, and I have a map which I'm following, and I'm sort of 3D printing it in the way that I'm going one by one and then removing this wall block when I get to that line. And it already looks so satisfying. And the plan, if I ever finish it, because I can't do it on stream, and I don't know if I am enough of a conversationalist to do it on stream, but the concentration required to put the wall component of this down in a way where I'm following the map is just outrageous. I've done 5, I think, and that is 30 minutes, maybe a line. So if you think I've got this amount of space to fill, I really need to sit down. I keep doing it in short bursts, which is the problem. I need to sit down and do like an 8-hour session all the way over to this side. And the fact that you can't make a mistake, because I've got this automatically generated maze map, which because this is all this set amount of blocks per square, call this 1 square with a center block, because it was a set amount of those across and then that way. You can't really make a mistake, because a maze has one functional outcome. You're meant to be able to get from one side to the other, and the issue is going to be if I build the entire thing and then find out partway through that obviously I'm going to have to solve it myself, which is going to be fun in itself. I've bought it and I've not sat down and done like a pencil drawing on the map that I've got. So I'm going to have to solve the maze and it's finished, so I 100% know that it works. Thank you for reminding me to drink, because I am saying a lot of words in this small amount of space. This is what I pay DollyWhiskers for, the big bucks. I have my 2 liters of water here. So yeah, I'm going to have to solve it, which is going to be interesting. And my plan for this, and I don't know whether or not anybody will actually pay for it. I'm going to have, I've already confirmed with the mod that I think it's going to be okay that if I enter this side from a nether portal and then the exit side from a nether portal, I'm going to ask people to do speed runs. So there's a certain component of people on the server that will record video, and I think they all know how. So I'm going to write a little bit of a guide how to download OBS and use it for screen recording as opposed to streaming, because I think a lot of people make that mistake that they think it's only for streaming. You can actually do very good screen recordings with it. I am going to put an exit here, and it's going to be a time trials type scenario. So I'm going to charge for access. Half the money is going to go to me for the next maze that I potentially build, depending on how long this takes. Half of it's going to go into a pot, and people are going to be invited to post speed runs of this maze. And after I'll call it a season, maybe not the full season in terms of the server, but like a season, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, depending on pickup. I will charge people, and people will enter into the pot, and they will win half the proceeds of this maze. I have spent so many of my personal diamonds, which you'll see how much space I've mined out below this in a second. I've spent so many of my personal diamonds building this layer that I need to recomp somehow. So half seems accurate, maybe a quarter, but depending on interest. And I feel like it'll go 2 ways. I'll get theoretically, a person only has to run it twice. They will get one really long run, and perhaps they solve it very easily, and then they can run it quickly based with the evidence. But I want people to come in, and I want people to solve it, and then I want people to post a perfect time. And then that perfect time can be on video. They can DM it to me. They can post it to YouTube, whatever their preference is. But that's generally the plan for this. So you'll enter it you'll enter and exit through the nether, so you don't have to go through the rigmarole of going through my base, because what I didn't want people to do was spawn in on my sewer and then have to look for this. So that they'll exit here. So yeah, it's a labor of love is all I can call it. It is taking so much of my brain power. It is ridiculous, and I'm so satisfied with it, because just look at it in terms of that pattern and the repeating pattern, and it's just It would be extremely obvious if there was a block out of place, and I don't think there is. I feel like I would have found it by now, and I've had to make certain customizations to use the beacons where I've put them, because I've got full beacon coverage in my entire 15 by 15 for reasons which will become apparent, and I've got access to my bulk sorting storage underneath. So there's a little bit of alterations to deal with that, and the bits where the beacons come through is brown glass, but it sort of keeps in with the pattern. Yeah, I'm sort of ranting. I it's not a rant. I'm so satisfied with how it's turned out, and I was so satisfied once the wall went in, and then when this layer went in, and then after I'd put the glowstone in the floor. Yeah, so it's just, yeah, labor of love. So we'll carry on. Continuing the tour, we have, I said about mindless mining. This, and that, I'm going to go on record now and say I have had it confirmed by a mod that this sorting system in the middle of here does not break any rules. Unofficially, you're not meant to use a lot of you're not meant to use too many hoppers, and I'm told the hopper capacity for a single 15 by 15 chunk is 12,000. No, not 12,000. 1,250. And Turing 79 came into my chat yesterday came into my he spec'd me for some other reason, and has told me that this is 900 hoppers in one space. So I can't do any redstone at all. Well, any sort of sorting, any level of like complicated hopper based redstone is just off the table, because this so I sort of unofficially I plan to clear out the entire 15 by 15 chunk. It's taken me, that's a lot of resources, and this is massively important, because if you come down here, and this is for your benefit, Tapper, if you're still in the chat, you've not seen my copper production facility. This is where I make oxidized copper. I think 4 is the optimal spacing, but either way, it produces it so 5 by 5. It's roughly a third of the space that I'm going to have to mine out from the top. So if you look at it from up here, like this square, based off where the glowstone lines are repeated. So there's 1, 2, 3, in all corners. This is just the central column. The 3 by 3, 5 by 5, words. 3 by 3, 5 by 5 square, I want to say. I'm not good at maths, I've said, but it's a lot of resources, and I've watched a lot of television. I mean, we do go out sometimes, but if I'm playing Minecraft, and as I said, I just like to dig in Minecraft. I watch a lot. I've watched multiple series recently. The Boys, all in its entirety. I sat down and watched the entirety 15 by 15 season run of Supernatural. That was probably a good part of this. And that's what, 24 episodes, 45 minutes an episode. Yeah, that's a lot of time. Yeah, I don't really know how to talk about. That's a big David Copperfield. Yes, this is the next bit. This is where I manufacture copper, because I discovered at the very beginning, like I said, that I was going to have a lot of copper, and I think this is what I've got left. I've sold some of it. Yeah, so I've got some copper blocks left over here, and this is where I manufacture copper for my shop, which I'm going to show you in a bit. But that's sort of mostly it. I wanted it to be big and complicated. This is a thing. This is probably as technical with redstone as I usually go. So this is reasonably impressive, I think. Oh god, it's also extremely hard to land on. I need to do a bridge. So this is my automatic sorting system, and somebody more intelligent might, somebody more like knowledgeable about redstone might tell me that this is the iSV, the impulse sorting system. I don't know. I think he built a sorting system for the first time, like Etho did a hop clock. So this is, I think it is, and this is fairly simple. This is fairly straightforward. It's just the particular item. So I sort of went through in my head, other than ores, which are sorted into these end boxes here, in just a stacking way. I've got some calcite in there. So ores and stuff go into this box, and as you can see, I've got an absolutely metric ton of copper. Just copper, some diamonds, not an excessive amount. It is impulses. Thank you for confirming. I got it from a video where somebody just built it, and I was like, I think I've seen this somewhere. But it's very good. I sort all of my ores into this, and I've built a chest drop for each of the generic materials that I find in these biomes, because I sort of did a review and said, okay, this is everything that I'm probably going to find here. So I've got dripstone, the generic stuff, and it all goes down into this central tower, which in itself is a massive amount of storage, don't get me wrong, but I am also bulk storing items into shulker boxes, which is this is just I built that test shulker loader up here, and this is just a duplication of that down here. And what this does is automatically put shulker boxes into this slot and then offs them into this chest, and every once in a while I empty it. So as I'm digging out more and more of this space above me in the other 5x5 areas, I'm then pushing all of these drops into shulker boxes and then storing them up in my base. He didn't say there was necessarily a simpler way of doing it, in the sense he said that it was a lot of hoppers, and what I wanted was a lot of general storage because I didn't originally have this shulker plugin. What I wanted was a massive amount of storage, because obviously this is a massive amount of space. And then I decided actually it's better to keep that all in shulkers, because then it becomes 1,000 it comes 1,000 per shulker, and then you can keep 29 shulkers in one double chest. So this all files into here, but I don't. This is sort of an unnecessarily large amount of storage. So I don't have to put these into shulkers straight away, because shulkers are the expensive component of this. And as you can probably guess, other than this is the optimal mining level for diamonds and then some. I've cleared out a lot of my resources for that, and I don't I don't have that many diamonds left that I haven't mined. I'm sure there's some above this, but I've dug out it was something ridiculous, like 8 stacks of diamond ore that I pulled out when I did the initial level, when I dug it out, and it's been more than that since. And with Fortune 3, it's been a lot of diamonds, but I've sort of spent it on resources as I've gone along. And obviously I do not have an iron farm, so the iron for these hoppers had to have come somewhere. And I still have, I still have iron lying around, which is the terrifying thing, because I didn't think at the time that I bought that much iron, but I keep finding it just coming out of my ears. Every single place I go, I find iron blocks, and I'm not complaining, because resources in this game are very useful, but I just find it everywhere. It's like I'm slowly suffocating in mountains of copper. So yeah, that was sort of my idea behind this. It was meant to be a lot of bulk storage. This is just my drop chest for all things useful. This was meant to be a lot of bulk storage and double chest before I came up with the idea that I was going to push it out into bulkers. And I think it looks fairly impressive. I mean, there's redstone here, which is probably as technical as I've ever been. Like, I have a general idea of how this works. I mean, I still don't understand how a piston door works, but a sorting system. This is the first sorting system I've ever built, and it's probably the most technical thing I could have done. I mean, I could have sorted every single item in the game, but I didn't. So, and what else have I got to show here before I go to my shop? And that will be the end of my tour, and then we can get into actual something. So I've got my beacons, and this is, as you can tell, I'm mining an absolutely metric ton of stuff. So I've got mostly full beacon coverage. There are a few grey spots, but by the time you walk through the grey spot, it's maybe 10 or like maybe as much as 50 blocks in certain points, and then it's so easy to walk into the circumference of another one that that's not too bad in the 4 corners. And they do the general. I think I'm only missing one of the buffs, but the regeneration, and I want to say it's regeneration. It might just be strength. I'm missing something, and it's not so imperative to mining that I feel like it's a loss. So yeah, that's my I'm going to call it my ball and chain. Dolly is my ball and chain. That makes it sound bad. This is a labor of love, and That's terrible. I just call my other half a ball and chain. I don't actually think of her as a ball and chain. Don't know why I said that. I apologize, Dolly. Please don't leave the chat. um, this is a labor of love, and I'm really enjoying my time on the server so far. I just every once in a while I'll stand and look at this. I'm so looking forward to having a 15 by 15 chunk underground space. You've got no idea. I don't know why. I just think it'll be cool, and I feel like I could have probably done a world devourer like Doc has done on Hermitcraft and be done with this about 6 months ago, before the server even came out. But I don't like redstone, or I don't get redstone. So that is my base. Yeah, as you can see, I've got my smooth stone circumference wall around the outside. And I really should put something up here at some point, but I haven't. And oh, I've lost it. Where's it gone? There it is. I've got my circumference rule around the outside, and yeah, that's my base. I spoke 32 minutes about a hole in the ground. I mean, I'll take that. Who's live at the moment? It's me and Turing. Yeah, I'll take that. 32 minutes on a hole in the ground. I really like the way this looks, and I have sort of grand plans for it. So okay, I'll talk about before I go and look at my shop. I'm going to talk about what my major plans are for this, because I probably haven't said it out loud to anybody. Dolly, I came into Minecraft, the server specifically, when I'm trying to think of where the crossover was. I was either just finishing Elden Ring. I 100%ed it. It's the first first platinum PC game I've ever, like, 100% done every single achievement. I got a pizza as a reward because somebody bet me a pizza that if I finished Elden Ring, they'd buy me a pizza, because Dark Souls games, anything like that, is notoriously difficult. And I finished it and I got my pizza, and I feel like there was a little bit of crossover with the Minecraft server. And that was but I absolutely loved it. Loved Elden Ring. Absolutely fantastic. Would recommend it to anybody. I wanted to come in and I wanted to build in that aesthetic. And there is a central city in Elden Ring. It's now been long enough that I can't remember the complicated fantasy name, but they've got a sewer system. So, ignoring the cemetery, because I just wanted to build a cemetery, I've got no idea why. The sewer system is accessed by this big circular disc in the middle of their city, and I'm going to put sort of like an amalgamation of what their sewer system is underneath this once I've cleared out the space. And this sewer system in this game is absolutely massive. It functions in a specific way. So once I put the maze in, I'll be able to understand where I could take out one chunk, so I could have a drop shaft from the top. And then when I come down into this, it'll be like a central sort of underground reservoir. There's water, there's pipes and stuff, and it goes down into this massive underground cathedral, where in the game there is this big boss, and then you defeat the boss. You go through this weird secret tunnel piston door at the back, and you go into what is effectively a giant section of jumping puzzles. So if I ever finish the maze, and if I ever finish it to a point where I can have the drop shaft, and if it's a lot of ifs, it's a lot of work, and I can understand why people have to do this as a full-time job when playing on YouTube, because it wasn't Notcron. Notcron was the big midnight city. I'm thinking of the big central. It was the place where the guys with all of the light and the spears were, and then at the end of the game, spoilers, it got covered in something. I'm not going to spoil it, in case there's somebody in chat that hasn't played it. But yeah, it's that Fallout 4 Tapper. You could speak to. I played as much as I enjoyed Fallout 4. Don't get me wrong. I played the entirety of Fallout 4 multiple times for Dolly's benefit, because I went through a period of having no PC, so I wanted to get really invested into a PS4 game, and we did, I think, 4 full runs of that game with various types of builds. The irony being, Fallout 4 isn't even meant to be the good one, and I've not played the good Fallouts, but there is a special place in my heart, because for a little bit I wasn't addicted to my PC and I played a game entirely for DollyWhiskers' benefit. I mean, I play stuff now for DollyWhiskers' benefit, but it's just not the same. I tried modding it recently, and the modding scene on that game is massively complicated. I sort of did. By the time I'd put all the mods in, I'd burnt out myself on Fallout 4 and didn't want to play it. Let's go check out my shop, and then I'm gonna have to think of something to do. I think I might start. I mean, I might just chat. We'll find out. So if you come with me into the Nether. I'm just gonna have a drink of my water because my eyeballs are sweaty. Eyeballs, in case my mic cut out. Eyeballs. When I'm streaming Minecraft, I'm a family-friendly Minecrafter. I'm going to build a swear jar. That might be one thing I do today. I'm going to build a swear jar because I'm marked as non-family friendly on the server list, but I play a lot of Phasmophobia and currently playing the Mortuary Assistant on Sunday nights, and there's a lot of swearing in that because they're scary games. I'm going to build a swear jar and dump a diamond into it in case I ever swear. So in chat, please call me out if I ever swear whilst playing Minecraft. I'm not going to do a tour of this because I'm just going to the shopping district. And actually, I don't know where anything is because the only thing I go to is the shopping district and come back. I spent a little time in the Nether and then I just sort of decided it was much easier to buy XP potions, so I never go to the end now. I can check Froggy Candle. I am half... I think I own shares in Froggy Candle, so I don't think I'm ruining anything if I go and have a look in Froggy Candle. And yes, I probably used far too many rockets whilst flying through that tunnel. I can't remember where Froggy Candle is. This way? Question mark? I see a pink sign. Is it Froggy Candle? No, that's not Froggy Candle. East. Okay, thank you for the confirmation. I don't... Not bad at maths, terrible sense of direction. Froggy Candle was one of the first things me and Dolly did together on the server because I had a spider farm and she really wanted to make candles. I don't know if she's talked this through, but I'll talk it through again. Every single one of these... I can't remember why it came up in conversation, but we decided we were going to name every single candle in the shop after with the description of Yankee Candle. So Yankee Candle has a massive shop, and obviously they've got various different colors. So we went through and found all of the different descriptive words for all of these absolutely ridiculous sounding candles. Because what is a meditative fragrance? What does winter smell like? I don't know. I guess this is a little bit over my creative head, but still, yeah, this is one of the first things we did. Do we have any... That's terrifying. I'm not sure how I feel about that. And just like that, they disappeared. Was that Poultry Man? Did I just get video evidence of Poultry Man? Is Tapper Poultry Man? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Poultry Man and Tapper in the same room. Okay, moving on. But he fed me, like... Is Tapper online? Tapper is online. I don't know how to feel about Poultry Man feeding me what is effectively the cooked bodies of my brethren. Anyway, carrying on. Have we made any sales in the candle shop? I don't think we have, because everybody and their mum has a bee farm now. Initially, we sold a lot of candles, because I'm not entirely sure candles hadn't just been added when the server started. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. So we went absolutely crazy with candles, and they sold really well at the beginning. But I think everybody now has their own bee shops, bee farms, so they become less of a seller. Everybody turn away because your storage set I sells. Yeah, okay. Because of your storage system, I associate Poultryman on this server with you, Tappercraft. Okay. Everybody look away. We have a secret place that we put diamonds. I mean, I could go to my BRB screen. Revealing our secret bank. There's nothing in it. Okay. That's not automatic. We just stash diamonds that sales in there. Does anybody else feel like Tappercraft just appeared on my stream to make it feel like he wasn't Poultryman? And Poultryman went left and Tappercraft came from the right. I think he's building an alibi. I don't trust it. Okay, so if I've got anybody in the stream at the moment that isn't from the iSV server, this is our shopping district. I think it is absolutely fabulous for two reasons. I dig holes. I don't really get any other sort of resources, so the ability to come and buy stuff from here is just absolutely mind-bogglingly good. And I've wanted to play on a server for so long for this reason alone. I've tried it playing on private servers with friends, and it just never works out the way you want it to. There's never any trading. People just give each other stuff, and as much as that's great, playing with friends, absolutely fantastic. I really enjoy the experience of coming here and looking at people's builds. Like, what's that about? I used to be a cow in a suit, and it's slowly spawning a haircut and a hat. And there are some places I frequent, which I'm gonna call out because they're amazing. So I'm gonna frequent my own shop and die in the process. This is iBulk. It's called iBulk because it's meant to look like a gym. And because I saw a video description with Max hair and Legion's mustache, that's Juji's shop with Matt. That's Juji. The cow is okay. I didn't know that. I should probably go in and then I would have found that out. Max hair and Legion's mustache. Okay. So look at where Tapper. Call out your shop. Where exactly is it? And I will go have a look at it. Give me like a general idea. That's the Quacken. Everybody look at how cool the Quacken looks, because I'm going to go... I think there's some free rockets. Yeah. I use far too many rockets. Free rockets. 1 stack per day. Thank you, who's ever shopped this is. I actually have more than I need. I didn't pick up a second stack. Okay. I didn't finish talking about iBulk. I'm getting distracted by other things. Look how cool this is. Let's go check out the Froggy Pond. I mean, I'm biased because she's my missus. Slightly better way of describing a ball and chain. Her as a ball and chain. Here's the Froggy Pond, which is slowly getting covered by massive cityscape. Look how adorable this is. Everybody in the chat, tell Dolly how adorable she is. Frog, it's a pond. It's got birds on it. Created by the famous Avi. I don't know her full username. I only refer to her as Avi, and I've only ever read it off a list. Not online. I assume she's a she. That's a terrible thing to do. This is Froggy Pond. I was present when this piece of art was created, and it is slowly I feel like we've talked about it, me and Dolly privately, but it's slowly becoming sort of an Up situation. Like, you know, in the Disney film Up, where the city builds around the guy's house. The Froggy Pond is the last holdout bit of like nature next to this giant gumball machine. I don't know what that is. I think that's a dwarf. Yeah, the Great Hall of Moria. I've been in there a few times. Only just realised that that's a dwarf's face. I'm going to leave. I'm going to stop calling out other people's builds. Not calling out. I love it, but I've been in there so many times. I've always thought that was a pattern, but I see the hair now. And the eyebrows and the mustache. My dad has a mustache like that. Anyway. Oh my god. Back to iBulk. Yeah, my bed is still there. Sometimes I sleep in my shop. Okay, so this is iBulk. And AV aviary. I suppose that makes sense, but I pronounce it like the ancient 1990s defeated by door technology. No, don't point it out. Rude to point it out. I say avi like I used to say like the late 1990s video format. AVIs. I don't know if that AVIs are still a thing. I used to say avi then, and if I say AVI, I've always said avi. Drink. Hot. Okay, so this is iBulk, and I built this entire theme around the concept of this weight bench because for some reason, whilst late at night, I have this really terrible tendency to doom scroll TikTok, and I found a TikTok video of how somebody was building a realistic looking gym in Minecraft, and I just again, oh, I did put a credit. Bench by Biggs87X. I hide these. They're not always immediately available, but they're always, if I build something from the internet, I've been trying on the server, I've been trying to put a credit on everything. Like this shelf, not my own design. It was built by Spadetti. And this vending machine was built by Blendiggy. But this has got my super flammable sports drink, which is actually just a reason to... No, wrong button. Can I access it? Oh my god, put the rockets away. Yes. Flammable sports drink by Froggy Candle. Do you see what I did there? I know I stole that from a hermit. I think it was Zombie Cleo that called them sports drinks in a previous season. But I've been giving blue candles away for free the entire season. I mean, people are taking them too, but they come out one at a time. And you get this little sponsored flammable sports drink by Froggy Candle. And I'm really happy with that. That's really cute. I'm going to put that back in there because I'm not going to drink my own stock or eat my own candle. In iBulk, we sell lots of stuff, and generally it's been... I'm not sure if these prices are still competitive because I've not looked at this shop in a while. I sell half shulker, what is effectively a half shulker of oxidized copper for 30 diamonds a go. Takes me ages to make them, so I thought 30 diamonds was more than fair. And oh my god, I've sold stone. I mean, I've got about 3 more double chests of stone shulkers, so I'll take 2 sales. That's pretty good. That's me, if you can't tell, but my skin is looking more like a chicken because I got my yellow feet. Okay, that's generally what... Have I ever had anything in here? I sort of put this here foolishly because I thought somebody might one day order a bulk amount of stuff, but nobody ever has. I'll take that. Either way, I'm really happy with this. I just love this, and I don't know why. It just looks really cool, and I don't... Yeah, it looks really good. I need to go to Tapper's shop because I've not seen Tapper's shop. I'm told it's spectacular. West exit. Is that it? Is this Tapper's shop? Pirate's Kiss Tapper's shop. That's freaking awesome. That's so cool. Thinking as somebody that quite regularly takes stuff on the internet, and obviously I've talked about is this entirely you, Tapper? Like, is this all your design, or have you taken aspects of it from other things? I mean, if that's okay to ask. I don't know if that's okay to ask. And would you like to be sponsored by Froggy Candle? That is so cool. I'm not entirely sure what you're going to sell here, but looked at some photos online. I mean, I love it. That's super cool. Can you build me a giant chicken? Chicken serpent? Basically, that door is a good shout. The gate is stolen. There's a technical term for that. I feel like it's Asian, and I don't want to say Japanese because I don't want to speculate. I think it's Japanese. Tatami? No, tatami's the mats. There's a type of there's. I've seen one of these gates in real life made out of speakers. There's a technical term for it. I'm really impressed. That's cool. So, if I ever build my overground stuff in my base, if I ever build like an actual city, I'm gonna get higher up. If I ever build like a city component of my base, there's a dragon sat on top of it, and that's such a cool head. I mean, I'm really impressed. Need to test it. Nope. I'm just gonna get eaten by a dragon. You know where you could buy some copper? I mean, if you need some copper, you know where to get it. What else can we look at before we go from here? I'm going to call out everybody I like shops. Okay, this is Wizard and Dolly's shop. They are waiting for the server to update so they can sell frog lights. I've never actually seen it. I've not played 119 in real life, but this is going to sell frog lights. Oh, they've done more in here than last time. This is going to sell frog lights. And I think, again, I'm biased. You're beginning to sense a theme with the work that Dolly does on the server, because I am. And look how cool some of this is. This is why I don't. You are going to look at the Quacken. I will look at the Quacken as well. I stress too much about being on a server that I ever want to build something above ground for people to see. I look at the outside of stuff and I'll work on it until I like want to rip it down because I'm sick of looking at it. All frogs all the time. Yeah, that's the way I live. Then we have the Quacken, which I've never actually been inside, but I just love the concept. It's very Cthulhu-esque. What do they sell in the Quacken? Fishy bits. Wow, they sell a lot of stuff in the Quacken. I don't own a trident. Are they enchanted? No, then. Mending on. 1 diamond a stack. How many? Oh, that's not bad. Considering I'm selling them oxidized. I mean, I'm reasonably competitive based off that. Diamond, gravel. Never done anything with coral. Think it dies when above water. I love the light fixture. Why is this on the inside of a duck? I mean, I'm not disappointed by the duck. Why is there a person under every plot that I go and look at? Is there a shop up in that cloud? Okay. Getting stuck again. What else was I going to look at? I'm going to call out one other shop. I think the Quacken is Cape Pumpkin. I mean, the Quacken is adorable. Who else do I shop at? I shop here a lot, and I think this is Peach. I don't really remember the shops by username. Yeah, that's Peach. Peach follows me on Ink. It's intimidating, but so far no one has been anything other than supportive and helpful to build your heart out. I'm really nervous about building in a public space like this. I don't know. Maybe I'll get there. Maybe I need to wait till next season, just continue to live in my hole. I am a sewer chicken after all. Okay, so this is Peach's Block Boutique, and I came here to buy netherite stuff and stone. Yeah, love it. Love the aesthetic. I think he or she has gone up further in this tower since I've last been in. Rummaging through people's shops. I want to say to one person, I mean, I've spoken to them on Twitter, but I think we live in slightly different time zones, so I never see them online, or we've never engaged with each other. This shop, if you've never been to this shop, anybody from the iSV server, you should be in this shop at all times. The Sleep Warrior, the Sleepy Warrior, I know it's the Sleep something, but I've used this shop so many times. Bottles of Enchanting are my main source of fixing my tools, and I just come here, buy an entire barrel, and by the time I've run out, the barrel here is already full again. Glowstone, for a little while they sold blocks of copper at ridiculously low prices. I mean, I don't want to say the rest of the server is expensive, but if you're going to buy stuff, you should come to the Sleep Warrior shop first. I'm not sponsored. I'm going to put it this way. They were nice enough. I accidentally stole from them once. I emptied the entire box of bottles of Enchanting and then got called up at like midnight and felt so bad for it. Their maps are awesome too. Those are awesome. I mean, I like the black. That seems like it would be very useful. Those are cool. I wish I could do map art. I feel like I wish I had the time to do map art. These look complicated. Understanding that as a pixel drawing. Scene. I did love I love the hyper realistic ones because it's very easy to do. It's very easy to fall into the cartoon trap. The hyper realistic ones, like photos of people's faces, just brilliant. But yeah, the Sleep Warrior. I buy a lot of stuff from here. Rose must have been last season. I don't know. Didn't play last season. But either way, going back to what I was saying, I accidentally robbed an entire barrel full of bottles from here and got a not angry, but we joked about it afterwards. They sent one of the mods called me out about it afterwards, saying, you know, you've accidentally stolen this and you need to pay it back, otherwise it's going to be considered theft and da 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 da. Not only am I very impressed by the fact of that interaction because it happened so quickly, they were very polite about it, considering it was an accident, and I'm sure other people have accidentally robbed stuff from the shop as well. I wasn't being vindictive about it, but I felt so guilty. I just felt so guilty. I had to immediately get out of bed at felt like midnight, maybe 1 in the morning, to come and pay for a bunch of bottles of Enchanting. I'd shopped here so many times. They at one point they've let me go in their basement to buy other stock that they keep in their basement. I'm not saying other people should do that because I asked permission on Discord first, but I just love it. Super useful. Your dragon looks really cool at night, Tapper. What else have we got? I think that's probably it in terms of my major amazing things that I do in the shopping district at all times. I mean, I say I come here for the variety, I literally shop in 2 places. Okay, I'll do a flyby of your dragon at night. Look how amazing it looks. That's super cool. Be proud of that. I mean, oh yeah, it does say your name. Brought to you by Tappercraft. You want to install a vending machine that hands out free candles? Let me know. I know a good place that can install. iBulk will install you a vending machine on your pirate ship. You know what I find really impressive, and I don't. People who build on diagonals, and I know I'm focusing quite. I'm not calling. I'm sure I don't know how difficult it is. This at an angle looks really cool, and I just can never get the look right. Light up the nostril. You could. Some candles up there. Give him a give him a stone hat and build him a giant birthday cake. Candles on that. See, multi-use. But the fact that this ship is built on a diagonal is just crazy to me. I don't think I meant to be down there. Hang on. Quarry Gate, thank you. I knew it began with. I felt like it began with a T. And here we see the future site of Poultryman's back cave / whatever you call a back cave that belongs to a chicken man. Hidden entrance through a boat in the shopping district. Nobody will suspect it. Out he shoots, driving the poultrymobile. But Tapper isn't Poultryman. A hen house. That is a good name for a chicken man back cave. I see. You say that there's going to be a shop there. It looks like, I'm afraid it looks like a secret den. That's all I see. I feel like you're building another alibi. I mean, that is a good idea. There's not enough waterfalls around here because you could drive the poultrymobile flies out of a waterfall. That person? No, that's not. That's really impressed. Oh, it is. By the way, Defo wanting a vending machine. I would build you a vending machine. I just need a flat surface to build it against. I mean, I suppose it could be freestanding. Let me just have a quick. It's been a while since I built it, and I'm pretty sure the mystery is. Yeah, so the books, it needs to be slightly sunk into a wall. Thank you for the hydrate. I am drinking quietly in the background. I'm just not announcing it. Anyway, yeah, you just need I just need a flat surface to build it again. So you can steal this design, but I will happily donate my share of the blue candles from Froggy Candle to put a vending machine in your dragon shop. That's completely the different direction, but you know what I mean. What I could do, maybe we'll have a chocolate bar vending machine in the next one, and we'll give out free copper. You know, with the copper that's split into squares, you could call them chocolate bars, and you could set copper wrapped chocolate bar from iBulk. That I like the idea of. Yeah, machine by Blendigi. I did not come up with this design. I absolutely love it, and I just pops out through the floor. Copper wrap chocolate bars, Tapper. We'll do that. I will give you some copper and we'll just restock it. It's free advertising for me. And if you can come up with something dragon themed you can put up here, by all means. Like a big picture of your face on the back wall, a big poultry shaped face. Cool. Okay, one last thing I want to do before I go back to my base and try to figure out what I'm. There is an aesthetic shop, I want to call it. I don't think it's the Illuminating Emporium. I think it's the opposite side. I really love, I don't know if it's being manned by anybody. I think Dolly said that they might not be active at the moment, but There's the shop that sells. I have to find it. Never remember where it is. Oh, yep. Is that it? No. Have I gone? I've gone every bloody direction except the one that it is. Can't wait for next palette. Best shop, favorite shop. Yes, the songbird. Beautify your biome. I mean, I find it really disconcerting that I keep hearing people rocketing near me, but that's never mind. Build a palette. Do they have any? Oh, they've sold out. Dang it. Featured palette sponsored by Iris. That's cool. I don't know if they're active at the moment. I'm sad that they've sold out. Custom palette ordering. Isn't this cool for an office? Wait, did they change their entire... I don't think they've been online for a while. I've not seen... Thank you for shopping at Froggy Candle. I will not be that person that immediately goes to the shop and picks up your diamonds. I will not be. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I have only just noticed because part of my brain was going like, oh yeah, you know, this is the aesthetic that they change every time. But they literally redecorate the entire shop. That is such a cool idea. I mean, there's all sorts of brilliant ideas in here. And I feel like I never... I don't know. They have the other shop near the wizard with previous palettes. Go look at previous palettes. Is it the hippo? Stick the landing. Those copper, 1 diamond. I'm roughly competitive. I mean, that's a good sign. Authentic leather saddles. The cottage. I looked at the cottage and thought that might... Do they have any left? Because I need a really easy way of building an office. Punk. Donald. Older cheeseburger. Cheese. Go in my kitchen. Oh my god, have they not got an ender chest? Yes, they do have an ender chest. That's brilliant. Okay. Killed by Tappercraft. I feel like Tapper's getting a really good deal out of this stream. Everywhere I go, I keep finding things related to Tapper, and that mysterious chicken-shaped man that clearly wasn't Tapper came up and gave me something. Chips and a drink at the back. Muck Sprite. Muck Coke. Oh, I'm so taking... Okay, so how much is that? That's 1 diamond. We are a 2 cheeseburger order family. Diamond, 1 diamond. Rob the cowman. 1 diamond. I'm not going to drink 2 drinks, but I'll take them all on a table. And 1 order of... Did I pay? I did. For a fry. I mean, that's extremely satisfying. Look like the Hamburglar. Anyway, that was somebody stood there then. Basketball. This is really cool, and I wish they would put something like this in vanilla, because I know this is a mod for servers and stuff, and I'd only really experienced it. But that just... This as a component just adds so much life to something. Ah, okay. Got up in the builds again. Aesthetic. So much stuff in here that I want to purchase. DollyWhiskers really likes. A toaster? Tapper is going to be entirely responsible for Pooh's honey pot. Okay. Tapper is going to be entirely responsible for stocking my... All the skulls are gone. I don't want a globe. Trim. I mean, a clock would have been cool, but I like the pride heart too. Are you sure they sell aesthetics here? This just seems to have been an excuse for me to give Tapper a load of money. This is another one of Tapper's shops. Have I been tricked? This isn't a cottage at all. Which cottage are we talking about with the aesthetics? I looked at this and thought this was it. Is that the cottage you were talking about, Dolly? I thought this was where... Can we talk about the break? He's coming... Oh, okay. I honestly... Is that an entire chess set? Oh, the chess sets are gone. Fairy lights. Lucky block. Plants. Blood the little pig. Staff chest. A box of sponges. Donuts. Love me a donut. An assortment of kitchen related things. Anyway, thank you, Tapper. I've just given you some diamonds. An anvil in. Oh no! I don't think they're here for me. Die chickens, or whatever we call them. For being such a... For not immediately telling me that this was your shop. Have a tip. That's for you. Don't spend it all at once. Really good if I had my rockets in my hand when I jumped off of the thing. Cottage to the west. Is this a cottage to the west? That's east, that's north, that's west. I mean, that's probably the most cottagey of the things that are over here. This doesn't look like it either. Ferrous Interior. The word vines, drip leaf, iliums, ferns, shroom lights. Low lichen, course. I'm being really blind. All items 1D as stacked, or fill a shulker, 22 diamonds, 1 slot of stuff, 1 shulker. Buy shulker from just below. So, if I'm reading that right, the aesthetic, the kit is 1 diamond? I think. All items 1D is stacked. Bulk item kits, various interior blocks. Fill it. I mean, there is a pallet box in here. Because that is bulk materials and pallet kit. I just think I was surprised that it was 1 diamond, but maybe it is 1 diamond. All items 1 diamond are stacked. There's 1 shulker in there. I think it's 1 diamond. Am I being really thick? Longbird's perch. That's cute. I'm gonna go. Oh, he bought me a chess set. Does this mean I can legitimately play chess? Oh no. I might have to legitimately play. I might have to learn how to play chess. Oh, of course it is. Sorry, I'm being... Thank you very much for the chess set. That's so cool. I mean, I get a chessboard as well, so I finally got something to put upstairs. Might build a chess set above my cemetery. I've got that flat surface that I was going to build a castle of some kind up there, and then I dug a hole. So I'm probably going to put a chess set up there so I can play chess. That is very cool. Thank you so much, Tapper. I have just ruined that path. There we go. Okay, so how much am I buying this for? Because this is going to be the aesthetic for my office. I'm lazy and don't want to figure out an aesthetic. 20 diamonds, 20 diamonds, 20 diamonds. Cool, 20 diamonds. Go. Block materials, this shulker. Got it. So much good stuff. I don't know how to, still don't know how to feel about the chicken, but I've got so much good stuff. I think I'm done. Okay. Let's go. I'm going to go, what time are we at? We've got 18. I'm going to go back to my base. I'm going to see what I can... Place the shulker down. You want to see. I'm going to ruin this person's path again. I mean, I'm going to build it when I get... Okay. I'm going to have to learn how to play chess. I'm going to have to learn how to play Minecraft chess. I don't know. Don't know how to play chess. Oh, the blue shulker. I mean, that's pretty close to what I wanted. I got a floor. West exit of the mall. Kate is currently building it. Okay, let's go have a look while I'm here. Oh my god. That is so cute. That is adorable. They're gonna sell. I mean, I feel like a lot of this stuff could just pop up and be a statue. People should pay for it like an art installation. Thinking of calling it Fox's Boxes, selling shulkers of different things. Box just disappeared. That is adorable. Nope. Let's go try. See if I can get my office and kitchen stuff placed down. I think. Wow, there's a lot of people here. He's asleep. Yeah, I love this sort of sound. Let's go! I'm never sure what the optimal amount of rockets to use is. I just spam them and buy new ones, and I'm sure that's just a terrible thing to do. With a... Here we go. So, let's go put down my purchases. Oh, that way. What is that? Oh, it's the horse. Okay, so I don't think I need all my tools on me. Seconds. Rocket. Put the bodies of these chickens down, I guess. Ugh. Food on the go. Oh, the toaster is awesome. Pepper is 100% responsible for decorating my kitchen. Other than me, you know what I mean. I really need to move those horses. Have I got enough? No, not on the... I think my oven just ate my toaster. Oh no. Oh, you're not... You... Oh, my oven just ate my toaster. Oh, no, it's fine. I rescued it. It's okay. Okay, so let's see. I've not got... I'm going to get rid of the cake. And I am good. I've got a toaster. Is that the back of the toaster? No, the sides of the toaster are the same. I've got a toaster, everybody. Isn't that cute? Nice, okay. So, standard lunch order. I haven't got a plate. Is that a problem? And they levitate on carpets. Okay. And French fries. And Coke. So when I'm eating this meal, I have to run around the entire length of the kitchen table. I don't think there's a better way to place those. Also, the burger is bigger than the toaster, and I am totally there for that. Can I put... No, that's not work for me. I got any? Oh, I'm not sure where to put the stuff. I mean, I could take the carpet off that. That's probably the best way to... No! Put the carpet on top of the fridge. doing so. And put the jam there. I think if I do... Can I put carpet on top of her head? I can. Stuck in this. That looks cool. Okay, so now I have to find a place for some Sprite. And a donut. You're a donut. Gonna have a Sprite beside my bed. He didn't notice the little M's on the side of the drinks. Cool. Okay, so Sprite by the side of my bed. And I've got a donut. Looks better on an armor stand. I might, you are right, you're probably right. A lot of these are quite big, so I'm probably going to put, I can sink an armor stand through things, can't I, with pistons or the thing. So what's probably better is if I come back and put these on his heads and then push them down through the floor. Table might be a little bit difficult, but this is more just to have them out for the time being. Where do you keep your donuts? I keep my donuts on top of the fireplace. No, I'm not going to put it. They're asking in Discord about Stabby Savvy. I am playing. I will be there at 9 o'clock on the dot. I am planning to play. I'm not planning to stream. If you want to tell them I'm live, and just tell them I'll be there at 9, if that's all right. I'm not trying to treat you as my receptionist. Thank you. Take a message. Hold my calls. I'm gonna put a donut over here. This size that. Okay. So let's start a little bit. What block do I want to be? So one wider, I could have a terracotta pan. All this clearly detailed running water under. That's terrible of me. 1 second. Down. Nice. So I want to build my office, or at least make a start in building my office. And yes, I fully understand that I just took it up and I'm now replacing it with stone. That was 100% intentional. Some of this under here. It's so complicated. Dang it. Now this is going to be my, don't judge me, this is going to be my first ever terracotta play, so I think this is probably going to be a lot more complicated than I wanted. Yeah, new recipes. Oh no. Oh god, the stone on the floor. There we go. I'm going to have a rug. And I'm going to have my desk at the one end, so my PC sort of on the rug, because that's like true to life. We do that in our house. That's... placed it. Oh my god, that's so... There we go. 1, 2, 4. So you don't need a spanner to turn these things around. You just need it to always be on the floor, because I really wouldn't want to be placing these on a wall. Dolly has done this really... I'm not sure if I should... if I can tour other people's bases while doing this. But Dolly has done this really awesome temple inspired by Assassin Witch in my walls. Dolly has done this really awesome... That's not creepy at all. Dolly has done this really... Oh, shush. Dolly has done this really awesome... You can your mine if you like. Okay, you can show mine. Dolly's done this really awesome Assassin's Creed based temple, and I think it's based on a specific temple. Couldn't tell you which one it was, but it looks super. Oh, do I want hands? The others are quite flat. Look. Running water, creating problems. No idea what that is a noise of. No, I'm keeping the witch. The witch will be in there forever. Let me dig out the floor and I'll try and figure out where the witch is. As in my walls doing witchy things. What is this? This isn't Sunday where I fight demons in that mortuary. Yeah, just always keep plugging. I play the mortuary assistant every Sunday night. I am a lot more sweary and a lot more scared whilst playing the mortuary assistant than I am in Minecraft. All the floor that I need. It's Grandma, she wants to come in. The context to that comment, watch me play the mortuary assistant Sunday at 9 BST/GMT? I don't know which one it is. At 9 o'clock UK time. Would you be quiet? I am hitting this witch with a pickaxe. That's probably a mistake. There we go. So they drop. They drop sugar, apparently. There we go. Hole in the wall fixed. I should probably light up through there, but I'm not doing that this second. I mean, I don't hate it, but I'm beginning to think birch might be the way to go. Because of the wood there would work. Oh dear. There we go. Nice wooden floor. Nice birch wooden floor. Really pushing design boundaries here, people. Yeah, look, that's better. It looks a bit less like I'm living in a litter tray. Sort of looks like a rug, question mark? I mean, it could do. Yeah, I think it does. All about perspective, right? End rods, like fix. How did that get there? How tall is this? This room can be a little bit squatter, I think, of this. 5. Or 5. It does look like a rug. Good. What I was going for. Like if I put the PC, whatever the PC looks like, in a corner or over here, and I can have like an office setup and build a TV on the wall. Okay, I'm feeling this. My own I'm not very good at this sort. Realizing I've just built a very rectangular room and just not dealt with anything behind these walls. Oh. Oh my god. Netherite is not your friend when mining. Maybe a little it is your friend, but practice makes perfect. Oh yes, this is probably the most designy that I'm going to be this entire season. I'm going to build office. I don't really need an office, but I wanted somewhere I can start from. I could put like double doors there maybe. Have like a gaming setup. Get Tapper to make me like a Nintendo Switch out of heads. If you could do that, if you could have 2. It's the haste to not want... Yes, and it's the haste to on the netherite. It is what it is. It is the curse that we must all bear. Raining. I think I want to continue the white walls, and I bet I have not got enough snow. Thunder raining. Oh wait, no, I might have enough. I might have enough. Go back in there. I'm not good at visualizing. That's probably enough. $20, give or take. I'm going to leave slightly earlier than I was scheduled because we are playing Among Us with a bunch of iSV people this evening, and I don't want to be late. I'm not sure if they know. I will not be streaming Among Us because of the previous mention that I hyperfixate on things. We tested it on stream. It's too much talking. There's too much. I feel like I would be opening myself to wanting to spend 3/4 of the evening playing with audio settings if with that amount of people. It is, you know, not that. Well, it's my own issue. But I'm being sensible, recognizing that I will ruin my experience by fiddling with settings all night. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be good and just focus on the stabbing. At the end of the day, isn't the stabbing what everything's about? Go. Thunder and lightning, very, very frightening. That sounded like actual... lightning. Buried in copper all the time. Yeah, I lost the block because I broke it with my fists. That was silly. I have torches, I do have torches. Let's put a temporary torch there and a temporary torch over here. Nice. One day I'll open one of these walls and water won't come I'm going to talk about a couple of things because I forgot I'm new to this whole streaming thing, and I had been thinking all day about stuff that I could talk about on stream, and it'd be interesting. People would be able to associate, and it's just like a thing. I know Dolly and Wizard, when they stream, like to ask questions, and I don't want to just copy their thing. So I was trying to think. So you have had a song stuck in your head, because for all week I have had House of the Rising Sun stuck in my head, and not the original, like, oh my god, he's a hipster, he likes old music sort of one. Also, I learnt this. Did you know that Jeremy Renner has a Do you know Jeremy Renner, as in Hawkeye from the MCU universe, has a budding music career? Because I didn't know this, and he's done a pretty reasonable cover of House of the Rising Sun. The problem is, it's not. The lyrics are slightly different to the original, and I've been singing the cover all week, and I can't get it out of my head. I don't think it's just because it's Jeremy Renner either. It's just constantly that sandstone. I can use that sandstone on the roof. Good. I've had this cover from House of the Rising Sun stuck on my head all week, and then I alluded to the fact that I'm on TikTok or watch TikTok. There's a new TikTok trend where you take a video of your cat and it's to the music, and I don't know the name of the music, but I am going to sing it for it. New Man Crush. I mean, potentially. I don't want to belittle Jeremy Renner, but I've only ever seen him. I saw him in. He was in a really, really old episode of Angel, the spin-off of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because I remember when he was in that episode, I came running into the lounge to tell DollyWhiskers, "You'll never believe who's in this episode of Angel that I'm watching." And it was Jeremy Renner, and he looked about 12. And I didn't know that. He was in Angel. Good show. I don't think I've ever seen him in something else other than that clip. I think there's a film where he's playing tag with a bunch of friends, and the game of tag goes into their adult lives, and they're playing tag, whilst I know there's a clip of somebody like dressed up as an old woman playing tag in the middle of a mall. But yeah, he has a pretty good he has a pretty good singing voice by all accounts. I mean, I'm not massively into music myself, but I do listen to a fair amount. This is a side room, so the roof's not going to be as high, and I'm not going to do this crisscross pan. So I think. Oh yeah, that Hansel and Gretel. I feel like they set that up for a sequel, and then they never did one. I remember Hansel and Gretel, where they were like demon hunters of some kind. What block is that? Because it's not sandstone. Dolly, in the chat, what block is this? Can you tell me? Do I have any? Oh, okay. Is that... Do I oven that? How are we doing for time? 15 minutes. Oh, slabs. Do I put it through a... Shows my technical... How many? I've got a couple of stacks of... 3 holes. Do it even quicker. Let's do 15 in there. And 15 in here. Oh, we wait. I mean, that's looking a little large. I'm not gonna lie, but I'll take it. I might put a door here and have like a reception desk and make it really silly. Okay. I need to think of a name for my whatever. If I'm running a company, I was sort of building this as a place to start my Twitch stream. I Twitch stream more from the server, but like if I'm running a company, I can relate. Because usually, yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a chicken business name right now. Where are you? Yeah, Hopper coming. Oh no! Block. Yep, never built with smooth sandstone. Crafting table. Labs. Let's go. Okay, I've just been told that I am ready to play. They're ready to play Among Us, and it's quite a big group of people that are waiting for. Not necessarily waiting for my bated breath, but like we're going to be playing, so I don't want to keep finish the stream. I've enjoyed this. This is my first time on the iSV stream, and I was massively nervous. I have got no idea why. I'm enjoying streaming overall, so that's a shock to me. I, thank you for listening. If anybody is still out there, I'm gonna try and build some stuff if I do some more. I dig holes when I'm streaming. I do build stuff any other time. That seems like it would make a lot of sense. And maybe I'll have some guests at some point. DollyWhiskers question mark. Yes. Please join me for more of the mortuary assistant. I think I won't spoil anything, but I think I only have a tiny bit to go. But I realized after I'd finished the other night that that's a game you could potentially do multiple runs of. So I might get different scares if I play it again, which seems like a terrifying concept. But please join me on Sunday at 9 till 11 UK time. EST, GMT +1. I think that's right. I've only just... Yeah, I think that's right. So cheers, guys. Thanks a lot. I do enjoy this. See you around. Oh my god, I can't turn it off.